Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am NIK NIKAM. In this presentation, I am going to show you how to remove the green screen in Adobe Premiere using Ultra key or Chroma key. You may be wondering why this one looks strange. In my previous video, I showed how to trim or crop the uneven green screen surface using the crop tool. So I would strongly recommend you watch that video before you proceed here. In that way, you will have complete tools necessary to clean up the green screen as best as possible. Okay, let us continue from the previous video where I did this crop function. Once we have this green screen, I'm going to just drag this one. This is my backdrop for the green screen. Okay, I'm going to leave somewhere here. So my next project is to remove this green screen altogether. To do that, we are going to go to the effects here. And in the top menu, here you see the crop. That's what the function I used in the previous video. Here I'm going to just type Ultra. And here's the Ultra key. While this loop is highlighted, just double click on the Ultra key. Now we have an Ultra key applied to the clip. Next we go to the FX control and we will see the Ultra key here. You see the Ultra key here, and what we're going to do is grab this Doppler, just click. I click very close to the face of people so that's where most of the stuff needs to be cleaned up. So I'm going to just click this one and most of the stuff is gone. But here we may not see exactly how much of it is gone, so it has to be fine-tuned. In order to do that, there are several different ways we can look at it. The best way to look at it initially is to do an alpha image of that, and this subject has to be solid white and all the background has to be solid black. That is the baseline, and let me show you another image where we may have a difference so that you get an idea. Let's go back to the project here, and here I did one. As you can see here we have all these folds, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to spend time doing the crop. I'm going to just basically apply the Ultra key, and I will show you the difference, because here it looks so clean without doing anything, but here we may have to do some circus use different keys to clean it up, and I will show you this one, and I'm going to show the finished product of both of these clips. Okay, now let's highlight this clip and go back to the effects, and we're going to use the Ultra key again. We come to the controls, effects control. I have to apply the Ultra key. Okay, the Ultra key has been applied to this. I hope we can have two different Ultra keys here. Okay, we do. And here's the Ultra key for this particular strip. So we're going to grab this Doppler and just say go. But now you see, look at all this cloudy appearance. That's what I was talking about. When you have folds, uneven lighting, it is going to create all this mess. So one way is to crop these edges, so to get rid of all these things without having to worry about fixing those. The other option is to start working on like matte clean. First of all, we go to Composite, Alpha, and you see the cap is fine, but all this rest of the clouds and wrinkles needs to go. So we start off with contrast. See, as you just move the contrast as much as you can without affect. This should not be affected. Then we look at the midpoint and see what else we can get rid of. So I got rid of most of the stuff using the midpoint, and let's see if we can choke. Just go from one end to the other. You see, when you choke, this shrinks, so you don't want too much shrinking because the edges are already going to look worse. Then the soften is kind of make the edges kind of soft. Okay, then we can also do the spill suppression here, which is another function, and you just try like a spill. See if nothing happens. This one doesn't do anything, so I won't worry about it. Let's see. This I'm not concerned because this has something we have to fix it when we set up the green screen. That is why I would suggest you use clips. So you wrap the cloth around the frames and make sure the green screen is perfectly flat and tight. So you have no wrinkles and you have no crease. If you do, I would use a steam iron to get rid of all these crease. Flatter this one and lighting. In fact, I have a separate video on 5 tips on having a perfect green screen, and you can watch that one. Anyway, I'm not worried about this. I'm just going to leave that one as such. Okay, let's go back to our project here and drop something here and see how well it looks. Okay, and I have to go back to the effects control to highlight the loop, which I'm working on. And because I set it on alpha channel, I have to go back to composite. There you go, bingo, we have all these things, and these things can be trimmed to a certain degree. I'll have to work on this one now. See, spill. So we can go to matte correction. Here there's another one which we can work on, like shadows. We can, okay, the shadows you can't clear too much, just maybe a touch, but at least it cleared some of this. Shadows and tolerance. See, if you move it, then you're going to lose. Okay, I'm looking at this part and it's cleaning up most of the part. So I think I'm pretty satisfied with this because mainly you want the face of the subject to be clean, so the skin is not transparent. So that part is done. Now let's get back to our original project which I was working on. So this one is done and it looks pretty good. Let's go back to alpha here in this one. Let's highlight this one because that has a separate, see, even though we are working on one sequence, each one of them have their own alpha keys. I'm sorry, ultra keys. So this ultra key is the one we were working on. Where is this? Here is the ultra key for this one, which we remove the green screen and we go to alpha channel. That's where we are. We can go to composite and that's what he has. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so it's eating grass. So I think maybe we need to get a background image where there is some grass and some sky, something like that. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's go back here. Let's, oh, here's a nice, beautiful picture of this green field with some nice, this one. I think we have to resize these greens, not this one. If you can't do it, I had to figure out how to get this one to work. So there's our green screen. I think it's copyrighted. Anyway, so we come over here and now we can see. So that's the finished product. I think it looks pretty good because look at, even between the legs, most of the green is gone because I didn't have to do too much correction here because the green screen was so clear. One uniform color, uniform brightness. So all it took was one click because basically green screen Doppler looks at one particular color and its intensity and brightness and all these things, and it eliminates anything that matches that. Whereas in the baseball cap example, we had different variations. It can go up to like 10% on either side to clean up as much as possible, but it may not be completely possible. That's why everything begins with a perfect green screen. For that, I would say you just watch my video on 5 steps to have a perfect green screen. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to our channel and we will see you next time.